weren't the first choice?
Not at all. Not at all. I've had conversations with a lot of people about that, and I think President Costello said it the best. Things happen for a reason. We felt really good about this place when we interviewed. We felt like it could be home, and it turns out it is home. So, no, we couldn't be more excited.
Could you put your vision for MSU Athletics in one or two sentences?
We want to be great. And we want to be great in everything we do, but we're going to do that in the right way. We're going to do it in the proper way. We're going to develop our student athletes in the right way, and we're going to win together. And I think that's, to me, is the epitome of a team. Our staff and our coaches are going to be a team, and we're going to do this thing together.
What was the process like? You probably got a call saying, we're going to go this direction, then you get another call saying, we have an opening. So what was that process like?
It was about 8 days, and it was, as you would probably imagine, it was one of those phone calls you get that you aren't expecting, and it took me by shock, of course. I think the comment to my wife was, "You're never going to believe this," once I took the phone call, because I knew I was going to be talking to President Costello. I thought it was about something else, because you never think that is going to happen, especially 8 days after. But things happen, and for whatever reason, I'm just happy that I was the second one. I'm just happy to be in this position.
When you look around here, what do you see in terms of growth potential for the Bobcats?
I think there's so much. Whether we're talking to coaches, or we're talking to student athletes when I got to meet with them, we're talking to people in the community. There are so many things that we can do and plans that we can put into place, and things that I've seen we've been able to do at Northern Iowa and at South Dakota State can be done here as well. I think first and foremost, we got to maintain those loyal supporters. We got to make sure that they stay Montana State fans for a very long time. But we also need to expand. We need to grow, and we need to have plans in place to be able to go out and attract some new fans. There's a lot of passion around here, and I know there's a great passionate fan base for football. We need to expand that to all of our sports, and that's one thing that we're going to work very hard on. We're going to make it an experience that they want to be able to come to games and have a great time, and that when we do that, then our student athletes have a great experience as well.
Right.
What's priority number one when you settle in day one on the job?
I think listen and learn. I think I need to do that. I need to see what makes people tick, whether that's staff, whether that's our fans, no matter who that is. And I think along that process is we're going to start our strategic plan, and we need to know what direction we're going to go, and that plan is going to be able to get us there. And I told the staff today that's going to provide the goals that we want to achieve, and if we can knock off some of those goals in a timely fashion, we're growing, and hopefully then we add some new goals, and if we can do that every single year, we're growing the department. And so that plan is going to be vitally important for us.
You guys had a lot of financial success in South Dakota State raising money. Anything you can transition from? What caused you to be so successful, and what can you transition to this job?
I think attention to details. I think there's maybe a few things that we're doing very well here, maybe a few things that you can maybe just put a little tweak on, that maybe you can raise a little more money. I want to be able to dive into some of those plans and take a look at what's going on currently and how we can enhance things. And then, we'll look and see what we can add that maybe hasn't been thought of, or maybe just hasn't been tried, and we'll try and do those as well.
You mentioned strategic plan. Do you have any type of specifics this early as to what you might be thinking there?
Well, I've heard it from the coaches. Obviously, facilities will be a big part of that. A part of our strategic plan will be a facility master plan, taking a look at all of our facilities and what needs to be done, what we think needs to be done. And then after that, it's looking at our academics. Looking at how can we raise more money? How can we improve the quality of life, not only for our student athletes but our staff as well? How can we grow this thing as a team together and get everybody to buy into it? And I think what that will bring is timely communication. And one thing I stress to the staff is that I want to be open in our communication. I want to have a direct line of communication, but I also want them to know where they need to go to be able to get some things done. Because a lot of times I'm not going to be there. I should be on the road. I should be meeting with donors. Always going to be there at some point, but they need to know where they can go so they don't get bogged down in that communication process. Get into and a very, very passionate fan base. I think I have to go out and just listen and learn and just kind of see what makes some of our donors tick, and what some of the things they like to do. One of the things we like to stress is donor intent, and we want to make sure that their intent matches with our vision and on what we want to do. And if those two things align, great things can happen.
What can you say about the commonalities between the two, like the land grant aspect of both universities?
It's scary. It really is. When you look at the size of the communities, obviously Bozeman's a little bigger, the size of the schools, what goes on campus, what the mission of the university, all of those things, it's really eerie how similar they are. And for me, it's comforting. Walking into a similar situation for me, being able to fit and adapt, I think will go very, very quickly. But I think when you look at everything from fans to the campus life to student athletes, the type of student athletes that are recruited, everything is very, very familiar and similar.
Are the structures of the athletic departments personnel-wise similar, or is that something that, or I guess how do you?
From what I've seen, very much. I think how they structure it from your your senior staff and who kind of manages what areas. It looks very familiar. I'm going to dive right into that because obviously communication I talked about with the staff is very important to us. I want to make sure that they feel very comfortable on who they're going to be talking to and how we're going to drive this thing forward. But the org chart for me is going to be one of the first things that I take a look at.
Back to the hiring process, when Costello called you the second time, it didn't take long for you to accept the job. So you must have really wanted this position all along.
Yeah, I hate to say this, but I wanted to accept right there on the spot, but I knew I had to do the right thing. I had to talk to my wife, and obviously this is a family decision. I knew if I got the offer, I was going to say yes. And, it's just one of those things. I've always wanted to be an athletic director, but the thing is I was at a great place. I could be very picky about where I wanted to come or where I would go, and this is that place. It's a very, very special place, and I want to be here. We want to be here, and we want to do things together.
Taking over for a guy who's been in the same position for 14 years, so just in terms of maybe changing the status quo or being kind of a guy that's replacing somebody that's been so entrenched, what's your strategy?
And I know Peter, and I've run into him at conventions and things, and he did some wonderful things here, and hopefully we can continue some of those things, and hopefully I can just maybe bring a new energy and maybe just kind of a fresh look at how things are operated and maybe just take a new spin on it and work that way. I'm excited about that. It's always hard to replace that as well, but I'm excited about it as well.
Guys, we're going live in 1 minute.
Okay.